it's you! Come on in and join us!
We're going into the red zone today with Hoffman's Grooming.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. Your chair is always open. And if you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, it's actually my grandpa's birthday in heaven, and my grandma found a box of his old EDPs and colognes that we wanted to show you.
Oh, chaps, are you kidding me? I wore this in 8th grade. I am so happy to have this because it still smells great. This one is called Canon. I like the little cork on top.
Super fun. And then this one, we think it's Savage Sauvage. We're not sure.
If you know what this is, put it in the comments because we can't figure it out. I even Googled it and tried to find it. I couldn't figure this one out.
And then this one, good old...
We know what that is, y'all. Elvis Presley live on stage. Are you kidding me? I love this. Thank you, Grandma, for finding these. We will give them a lovely home here on the set. And it was a lovely way to celebrate Grandpa's birthday.
There's more to come, so we'll show you the rest soon.
And what's our soap today?
Our soap today, we have waited quite a while to do this one, and I'm so glad because then I scored the trifecta discount sale for Red Hollow.
Crazy Eddie sales over at hoffmansgrooming.com and $10 tubs. Don't miss them, y'all, because some of the best ones are in those sales. Speaking of which, let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at hoffmansgrooming.com.
Like most fairy tales, Little Red Riding Hood has a moral or cautionary tale at its heart. The story revolves around a predator, so artful and strong, who pretends to be someone he is not, and a little girl who is too trusting. The moral of the story and Red Hollow is that people are not always who they appear to be, and strangers are not to be trusted. This could be true for people close to you as well. I proudly present to you Red Hollow.
Y'all, this is awesome. I can't wait, and I am told there might be some appley goodness hiding under the surface of this. We want to thank DJ for enabling us so hard. He said, if you don't buy this, we're no longer friends. Let's unbox it. And a glow-up has occurred over at Hoffman's Grooming. These are the new EDP boxes, y'all. How beautiful are these? Classy, elegant presentation. And to celebrate Halloween, Sarah picked up Evil Pumpkin on the Crazy Eddie sales page. What a fabulous EDP this is. Cinnamon, but in a new spicy way.
Yeah, and something sweet about it. Like, I use that a lot more than I thought I would for the fall season. It's been a good friend.
Daily. All right, y'all, let's see what else we might have hiding in here. Let's see. Did we get the full set? We did. I think we got the trifecta, y'all. Another Oh, there's the label.
Well, you open that. I'll show them this. My goodness.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
And then, speaking of Crazy Eddie sales.
Crazy Eddie trifectas, y'all. You
well,
can't beat them.
We went hard. We hope DJ was right because we went all in.
There we go, y'all. All three perfect friends. The three amigos. All right, y'all. It is time for a Red Hollow-ish first impression. We would also like to thank Home Depot for not having their Christmas trees yet, which is why we're shooting a non-Christmas episode today. So thanks, y'all. We got to experience Red Hollow a little bit earlier than we thought.
We'll be going later today to find our tree.
Yeah, exactly. In exactly an hour and a half, we're going to be picking up our tree for the Christmas set. So come back for the Christmas episodes. There's Christmas music, and there's fun, and there's new bumpers and all kinds of stuff. You'll see.
Okay, are we going to rock, paper, scissors? Who's going first today?
I want to ask you some questions. You take it, and I want to see your face.
All right. I have seen. There's also a green one of these.
There is,
and then a new blue one that was announced. So I'm glad we're starting our little trio here. There might be more.
A lot of hollows to come here.
Yeah.
All right, take it in, see what you get.
I do remember that there was apple. Right. I got to admit.
That's the only set now we know.
But that meant we had to have it. So
it's red,
we're here. Yeah. Okay. But if I feel like I'm a little scared in the woods, like Red Riding Hood here, let's see. Watch out, lady. This could get scary. Oh, boy.
How right is DJ? Let's play How Right is DJ.
DJ is very right. Listen to DJ. So, what I think I'll say for our Hoffman's friends is if you think of Evil Pumpkin, what he's done with pumpkin, that would be what he's done with an apple.
Shut up.
Not lying. So,
what happened to my voice?
It's a red apple.
Nice.
But I didn't think, because of the green has more of like the green apple kind of side, I think from what I was reading, I didn't think it would be as blatantly obvious, but it's like a ruby red, bright, shiny. It's the luxurious side of it. Like it's I don't want to say that I'm apple picking. Right. It's not that. It has fallen there completely. Okay. But this is like a perfumer side that's happening. Like, I think when I was in high school, I had a perfume that was in the shape of an apple, you know, back in the 90s. When it came in a magazine and you smelled it, it was like, I'm going to buy that. Yeah. That's what I did. But I remember smelling it and not knowing like right away that it was apple. Right. I just knew that I loved the scent. So that was like one of my big girl perfumes that I first got. And my brain here, this is not the same scent, but that inner excitement of me smelling something and wanting to rock it all day and knowing in my mind it's an apple scent. But I don't think the whole world would pick up right away. Like, there's a sweeter, brighter side that's happening to this. But I feel like you could rock this as well as I could. Like, I'm not saying this is a perfume scent, but there's the quality of the scent coming through is happening.
Well, why I'm excited is because we have 5 or 6 apple scents, but they're all based and they all smell like super realistic apples. And sometimes when a perfumer attacks a scent note, they go into that whole carnival and they take out just the best ride alone. And that's the only part of the apple scent that they will use. So sometimes when a perfumer dives into a gourmand scent note, they're only pulling out the best part of the personality of that food, of that apple, of that fruit, and they're leaving the rest aside and then using that to blend other things with. So is it not the full quality of the apple, but a perfumer's quality of the apple?
It's definitely a perfumer's quality of the apple. There's secrets that are happening in the background, but I feel like everything in there is meant to help turn up the effect of the red side of the apple coming through.
What part of the apple do you think they're bringing through? Is it like the sweeter part? Is it like the seed part? Is it like the sweet meaty part? Is it like the peel?
If you could take an apple and candy it. So that when you took a bite of the apple, like the inside was just the juice that came out? Is that a good way to explain it?
Almost like the filling in an apple pie?
But not cooked. Somehow it's like the red side of the apple juice.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now I think I know where you're going with that. So it'll have a little bit of a honeyness to it, right?
Yeah, but it's still the crispy apple side. Where a lot of the other autumn stuff that we've had, it's been more the baked or the candied caramel apple. This is like the red of the apple has been candied somehow.
Now, you equated this to evil pumpkin. Is there a little cinnamon going on in here?
There's probably some magic happening in the background, but somehow it's just making the apple more crisp and ready to eat.
I actually like that there's not cinnamon in that, because evil pumpkin's got cinnamon forever. So I love that this is doing something different.
This is less cooked. This is more the fresh, crispy side, where I think evil pumpkin is more, things have been done to it. It's been baked. There's been sweeter things. This is more to bring out the crisp side.
Gotcha. So what are the other scent notes swirling around if it's not like a cinnamon apple pie scent? I am intrigued.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm trying to figure out what's making me know that it's such a red candied side. Because I know earlier we were like, okay, the caramel apple, is it red? Is it green? That we knew was green. This for sure I can tell is the red.
Ooh.
I think there's maybe some woodsy stuff happening here. I didn't read the list to know, but it's still a brighter side of the apple. It has not been cooked. It's not the deeper sweets. It's more daytime to me. Evil pumpkin's more like a nighttime, or there's the darkness in the woods. This one, I can still see the light a little bit.
Now, does it smell like apple juice? Because not far from here is Martinelli's Apple Juice Farm and Factory, and it's walking distance from Moon Soaps. Now, they make the world's best apple juice because it's not from concentrate and it's from the world's best apples. And the smell of their apple juice and cider is way different than the smell of apples. So might this be the scent of apple juice?
It's funny. I want to go grab our juice that's in the fridge because we do have a Martinelli's. Right there too. But it's still a perfumer side.
Gotcha.
But I think that's a closer lane than me grabbing an actual apple to smell. But there's something in here that still makes me know that it's the red apple, and I can't figure that part out.
Well, maybe I can be of some assistance.
Maybe. I selfishly want to keep it to myself. But I'll share.
Oh.
It tastes a little
maybe a little vanilla hiding in there. I'm kind of expecting evil pumpkin, so I'm not sure what I'm going to get from this. This is going to be fun.
See if that is going to help by me saying that it's close to a, concept. But
all right, DJ. Nostrovia. Right. Oh.
That was a quick whiff.
Wait.
Marcus likes his apples.
Wait, well, I've kind of learned to approach these after I've shook my Etch-a-Sketch, so that I don't really have any expectation. I'm just taking it in completely blind. And you know what's funny? Apple is not the first thing that jumped out at me.
Ah, interesting. What'd you get?
A lovely, sweet, gourmandish quality, and my brain has to look a little bit to be like, what is that?
Right.
Hold on. Y'all, what's beautiful in this? They have started with a super sweet apple. So like a Honey Crisp, something like that.
Yeah.
And they've gone in and found what little tart is left in a Honey Crisp apple. And they've brought that tartness. They've brought that tang forward. So it's not like it's going to be the tartness of a Granny Smith. Are you kidding me? No. This is different. Inside of a Honey Crisp, inside of that sweet is a little bit of a base note so that your nose can get a little bit of perspective on the sweet itself. That base note is present here. And it really, really helps that apple become something that a fine perfumer would use.
Because it's not like any other apple scent we've done. There's something really different about this.
And you know what else is cool? I'm getting a little bit of that helium balloon sense that is in Daydreams.
Interesting.
Underneath that beautiful tart candied apple. So I think you were right about the candied apple scents. Here's where my flag is going at first on the apple. You ready? So I think it's the beautiful tartness of a super sweet apple. So the tart's going to be subtle, but it's going to be present. And then they went in and took that sweet part of the apple and they gave it a little twist and they candied it. And then they put them back together.
Right?
Oh, y'all. And you're right. And I don't get a prominent sense of the other things that are swirling around in this.
Yeah.
Other than just a vague birthday party helium balloon sense that was in Daydream. Like there's a good time being had here. There's a party being had here. There's probably plates of cake cut up on a card table somewhere over there. That's the sense of this. Hold on. And then right where it would turn sugary, it doesn't, and it turns cologne-y.
Yeah, right? I don't know how that's happening.
Kind of turns almost like a fine EDP
Something
sort of
fancy bougie
2000s-ish cologne.
Yeah.
Oh! And I don't think I would classify it a gourmand. I think there's too much going on in here. I think it's too sophisticated. I think it's, sorry, Lee. I think it's too good. I think it's too deep to be a gourmand.
Right? Like, that's what, if I took a whiff of that, but I didn't know that there were apples in it because that was our kind of thing we had seen.
Right.
It has such a fine perfumer side to it.
Right.
That it might take me a moment to be like recognizing it's an actual apple.
And there is a moment where the apple scent melds beautifully into that helium balloon sense. And I don't know where I lose one and pick up the other. And that's where it would have become gourmand. But it doesn't. It becomes balloonish. It becomes partyish. It becomes sugarish. It becomes other things. Whoa, this is wild.
It's like all the super enjoyable sides to the apple, but inside out and turn up way fancier than I could have imagined.
Almost at the very end, a sense of like a cherry tobacco, just 1%, just something that charming underneath all of this.
Yeah. Because I feel like there could be some kind of a woodsy thing. I mean, it says hollows like she's in the woods. But again, whatever's in the background is not really meant for you to completely figure out.
And I need to know what that party balloon sense is that the apple is bouncing off of. Hoff, can I please see a recipe? All right, y'all. So back to the sales page at hoffmansgrooming.com. You were very right. It is a very specific kind of apple scent note we are starting with.
Red Macintosh.
Y'all love that. They knew what they wanted. Sweet, beautiful, natural. And then...
Oh, one of Marcus's favorites. We have maple.
Y'all, I think this is where that fine perfumer's version of the apple is starting to take shape. Why have I never seen apple and maple together in a shave soap before, y'all? That is the mystery. And I think that is what's elevating the apple into something more in the perfuming world than something in the gourmand, like shave soap world. Wild. And then
another favorite, but this is specific. Warm caramel.
And think about how maple and warm caramel, basically two very different forms of sugar itself, are going to come together to support that apple. That's the apple layer, I think. Then underneath.
Aromatic woody notes. They're not going to tell us which ones. Sneaky.
Whoa, I'm guessing there's some kind of cedar in there or oak. hiding under the surface of this, right? Some darker, not mahogany, not like a sweeter wood, but something deeper and darker and spicier without being too, so like an oak, right? Or a cedar.
And then this one is what's hiding in the back. I knew it, but now that I'm reading it, it totally answers all my questions. We have smoky.
Smoky bear. Not like smoke. And I think that's interesting. Smoky. Because anything can be, pepperoni can be smoky. Not like a cade sense at all. Almost just like that apple has been baked in a wood oven.
Maybe, yeah. Or like someone has the fireplace off in the distance. And you're just getting a little whiff. It's not overwhelming, but just enough that you know it's that cooler time of year, you know?
Or if the temperature drops like crazy when it gets dark and you go outside and your neighbors have lit fires in their fireplace and you get that lovely first sense of like something on the winter breeze, that's what it's giving you.
Okay, smell this now after reading that list. Because there's some magic that's happening. Putting all those 5 things together.
Right.
It's funny, because as we keep reading this, I still am standing solid, thinking that this is not a gourmand to me.
Right.
But what we're reading is like kind of straight up gourmandy things, you know?
So there's something tart in the very center of this that isn't really gourmand, that's pulling against it in such the most beautiful way and giving this such a phenomenal tug of war between the candy and the natural, between the smoky and the maple, between the caramel and the woods. Whoa.
It might be time to brew up a little lather and see how these friends correlate on that next year, you know?
And it's funny because this is based on Little Red Riding Hood. Fairy tales are kind of awesome things because even now, it can be tricky to talk to kids about certain things. But back then, if you wanted to tell them about creepers, you didn't really have to tell them. You just told them don't stray from the path because Little Red Riding Hood got her own.
She did. So the aromatic woody notes. And then the smoky side. You could smell, and I think just that part is making it where it could be masculine enough. I mean, I know there's a chick on the label, but I feel like it doesn't have to pick a gender for this one. There are cool sides to this scent.
And I feel like that whole side of the scent could be its own shave soap. I feel like you're almost getting a 2-for-1 deal. It's like it's a mashup of those beautiful smokes and woods and sort of having a more bracing natural sense. And then that beautiful apple that's got a perfumer's candied sense.
Add some maple and caramel. And what can you say, man?
Y'all, so this is how we do our shaving soap lathers here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the patented vertical bloom. We're just going to let the water hit the soap and then run down to the bottom and wait. I like to use about 12 to 13 pumps total water, so I'm going to put it all in right now. And then, using this great Yaki barber pole brush, what I'm going to do is just try to get the soap onto the bristles themselves at first. Not real wet, just loading it onto the bristles. And then go forwards, go backwards, and then turn the brush. Give those bristles a new orientation with which to grab that soap. It's okay if it gets a little wet, but you want to keep most of the water at the bottom of the bowl. And then turn the brush again. Now you're going to start to see like hexagonal spirograph patterns at the bottom of your bowl. And when about 20% of that soap is left, you can push down to, get a little backbone going on in there. When there's about 20% of the soap left in the bowl, then you want to go down and carefully, slowly, because this is the part that gets messy, let the water get absorbed onto the bristles. Now you are either ready for the world's greatest face lather or bowl lather that monster right there like that. Now look at that. It's going to start with the big bubbles and then all of a sudden you're going to have yogurt just like this.
Wonderful whiffs over here.
Me too. And the aromatherapy is unmatched.
It's worth all those whipping through there. Right? And look at that. Happy Hoffman's lather. Magic is happening already, y'all.
One of my favorite bases. If I have a new razor or a new blade I want to try out, I will very often reach for this one because I know how it works and I love it. Oh, and I love that this is nothing like any of the other apple scents that we have in the den. This is starting over.
And now I'm even more curious to try the green one or the new blue one he mentioned. Like, if this is what happens to the fruits around here, they're having a fun time.
All right, y'all, this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the That Grandma Looks an Awful Lot Like a Wolf to Me with on 3, 1, 2. A little bit of the candy went away. I've got a little bit more of the real.
Yeah, the smoky aromatic
smoky
thing.
apple going on here. Oh, this is wild. And y'all, when we do watch Hoffman lather the face, we do like to see how that lather coats. So while we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, we will show you how functional
look at that.
and beautiful that Hoffman's lather is. Would you like to do the honors? Look at that. Look at that, y'all. It goes on thick and creamy, sticky, right where you left it.
Yeah, nice and slick.
Boy, those blades know just what to do with it. And I love that our godson gets salty if I rush him in making his lathers when he's shaving, because he's like, this is the aromatherapy part. Leave me alone. Y'all! And y'all, if you would like to follow us down, we're going to take you into the Red Hollow itself. Go a little deeper. And why don't we start with the Hoffman Splash?
Yeah.
I know you're excited about
It's been a while since we've had a
Splash
Hoffman
EDP.
Splash. I'm kind of excited.
Not since Daydreams.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to Crazy Eddie.
Mm-hmm. Hooked us up for a little sale action here. Yeah. Oh.
That apple got smooth.
Wow, that's like I don't know, like a liqueur of an apple.
Y'all, the apple and the woods just went. That is glorious, y'all. Wow. Okay, hold on.
Things are happening.
They have rearranged themselves. Let me get the sentence back on the screen. Hold on, because now I'm sensing the woods and the apple together.
Yeah.
And then the maple and the caramel, like you said, are coming together for me on the other side and joining with the smoky.
Yeah, those three are almost together, like smoky caramel.
You ever had smoked caramel? It is a thing. And
It's
y'all,
wonderful.
it's why I'm fat.
It's almost adding like a powder sugar kind of scent.
Yes, over the top of all of it.
As it dries down.
Beautiful.
Well, that is glorious. Okay.
And somehow the sugar has a beautiful tang to it. I'm not even sure how they're doing that.
But again, I still wouldn't quite go gourmand somehow.
No, there's a powder in here. Are you sensing that? Like
Yeah.
a powder, a talc, a lavender barbershop baby powder scent is in this. And I think that's what's keeping it from being gourmand.
I am, befuddled. You use that word a lot, but
I
in a
am
good way.
shamwoozled. Wow. And there is, in a fancy new box, an
I
EDP.
think I'm
of this.
stashing
Do you have
it
that
over
one or
here.
do I have Evil Pumpkin? Which one
You
do you
got
got?
Evil Pumpkin. I've got the red
You got
hollow
the middle.
EDP.
Okay. I want you to put that on. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
I'm glad we have the rest of the day to indulge in this.
Me too.
Okay.
It's raining, so we can't go on our walk today.
can't.
So at
We're
least
just
we
gonna
can
have to-
smell like
oh,
we did.
can we smell the dog?
You can get that on her all you want. I don't care if she smells like this for the next 4 days.
Oh, man. Okay.
Butter.
Yeah.
I get butter.
Yeah.
How'd you get butter in this?
This is magical.
No, I almost get the sense of the apple crates that my grandpa's farm used to use to carry the apples in.
Yeah.
Y'all, this
is
is
an
glorious.
adventure.
Oh, wow.
I gotta say, I'm not quite scared like I should be.
No.
I'm just saying.
There's no wolf hiding in the underbrush in this story. This is. I'd go with him. I'd go with him
he
if
smelled
the
like
wolf
this.
smelled like this. If there's a van, says free candy. Screw grandma.
Okay, so now thinking of the evil pumpkin EDP
Right.
compared to this,
Right. With no cinnamon, but it's almost like an apple cookie.
it's a brighter scent for sure than evil pumpkin. But
Yes.
I oddly don't feel like this would only be a fall scent though, like
no.
spring
I was
with
about to say,
apple or something.
there are edges of cologne in this. Like if you walked by somebody in the office, they would think you were wearing like a Prada.
There is something fantastic happening here, and of course DJ was right, but we had to get our noses on it first.
Pisses me off how often he's right about
Yeah,
things.
our wallet feels it, man.
You know that wisp? Rob? You know that wisp you get when you first bite into an apple?
Yeah.
You don't get it the rest of the time. And when the juice first hits your nose,
Like
from that
pulls down your
first
face.
bite, and it's a firm, sweet apple, that's that brief whiff of apple glory has been captured
Right.
in Red Hollow.
And then somehow turned up into a perfumer's grade.
Right.
Like, start there, and then just keep going.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not wearing pants because my skirt got blown way up.
Yup.
And don't wear this to the office.
No.
The day you want to have is way too much fun.
Yeah, I almost would go to like an autumn festival or something, or if I want to have a little more of a smile on my face, like a little secret. I feel like that. This is what I throw on.
Hanging out with the nieces or something like that. This is just way more of a good time, fun set.
And I'm actually really curious to have it on like throughout the day and get whiffs of this. Like
Right.
I feel like it would just be that gentle reminder of like it's gonna be a good day.
You know where you want to wear this? To the movies, because you have to sit there for 2.5 hours. You don't want to smell the stale popcorn under your seat. Put this on.
Right?
Oh, wouldn't this be a great friend to have watching Wicked?
And it's like the perfect transition for all of the cozy parts of the holidays, whether that's from Thanksgiving, Halloween, all the way to Christmas. I feel like there's something in this scent that vibes towards all of those seasons.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Little Red Riding Hood, having been eaten by the wolf. You're sitting in there with Grandma wondering what you're going to do next. Well, this lovely guy is going to come out of the woodwork, and he's going to take care of the wolf, and he's going to cut you out. And you're going to look at him and say, wow, are you a hunter? And he's going to say, no, I'm a baker, and you just got your own. So head over to hoffmansgrooming.com, where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want right now. Woo! Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Red Hollow. And in a world where we have been pursuing the actual apple scent, this one is the other side. This is the perfumer's apple, just that sweet heart of a Honeycrisp in there somewhere, and then just the wisp of the peel to say goodbye. And we put this on last night, both of us, and we were commenting on all the fabulous spices and woods under the surface that are not cinnamon. What a fabulous soap this is. Thanks, Rob.
Welcome to Messages.
Hey, y'all. So for our giveaway this month, it is very special because it's going to be a sneak peek at the collaboration between the Barbershop Duet and Adopted Acres Soap Company. So all you have to do to be eligible to receive this very special sample is send an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com, mention Adopted Acres so that we can get back to you about the giveaway, and then check back on January 1st to see if you're our lucky winner.
Best of luck. I just don't know which one to smell first. The splash, the soap, the EDP.
Well, I do love that each one of these brings out a separate quality of the oil itself, because the oil is going to bind with the soap a little differently, with the alcohol a little differently, with the splash a bit differently.
With us?
Oh, right. So when you put them on and layer them, you're getting the best of all worlds. That's maybe why we love hitting those crazy Eddie sales to get the full trifecta going on.
I'm curious how long this one's lasts, because I have to say, with Daydreams and with Evil Pumpkin, they last a good chunk of the day.
Yeah, y'all, that is a quality oil. And you will wake up the next morning still with brief senses of daydreams on you, and I love that. Thank you, Hoffman.
This one I think I'd want to hang around me too. Like, I would be sad if it were out, so I'm really glad we got the EDP.
Y'all, I know her well enough to know I'm going to be smelling this a lot at bedtime as Christmas, Marilyn Roaches.
That's not wrong. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.